Hey guys, welcome back to Chaos Zero Nightmare. In today's video, I want to have a chat about the rescue merit. I think we're getting to the stage where a bunch of free-to-play players might be getting close to this thing at the moment. You can see I myself, free-to-play, am at 286. I did, however, get my 5-star early on the special recruit, so I did save some pulls over there. But I think most free-to-play are going to be creeping up towards this, and I want to have a chat about who you might want to pull and why also you might not want to pull yet on this thing straight away, because there are some other considerations that do come into effect as well. So before we go in and talk about the characters you might want to go ahead and pull, let's talk about those reasons why you might want to wait. Now, the first one is one I intend to do. However, if I get impatient, we all end up doing things. The start of the game, we were heavily inundated with a ton of these standard banner pools, with compensations, with all that different stuff. So we were well and truly swimming in these, and that's how we've gotten up so high so fast. But it has really dried up recently, and you guys would notice the creep of trying to get these things up there. So that's why, even though I have intentions to wait a little bit, I may end up pulling the trigger anyway. And that first reason is because you might want to wait for your next pity and get your next 5-star off the banner before you go ahead and do the selector. Because if you look at someone like me, for instance, if we go ahead and look at my roster, you can see I'm missing Khalip, Olea, Mei Lin, and Kayron. If I was going to pick up one of these guys and I so happen to get them, well, then I can pick up a different one. Whereas if I pick them up straight away from the selector and then I pull them from my next pity, it's going to feel a little bit bad. So that is the first reason you may want to save until you hit your next pity. You can see here I am 56 away, so it is a fair steep bit. I'd have to do an extra 42 pulls to hit pity past it, but I will try and save for that unless I get too impatient. Once again, if I was within 15, I would be rigid on that 100%. Because I'm in that mid ground, I may end up pulling the trigger. Now, the next one may be that you want to wait for new characters. We've obviously, depending, and this will apply whenever you're whenever you're watching this video, whenever you start the game, if you're getting to that point where you're close to the 300, just take a look at the Raider banner. And, for me personally, I'm probably 2 weeks away from actually hitting that 300, getting those 14 extra pulls because of how slow the income has gotten now. So maybe I wait for the next banner, see if there's one of the standard banner characters that I don't have yet that really synergizes well with the new character. And maybe I like the new character and I want them that much. And so then I can pull that character and then I can build the whole team around them. So that is one consideration. Once again, it's going to depend on what characters are coming out and all that, but it is definitely another consideration. If you're creeping up towards that, maybe you're waiting on trying to get to your next pity, and you're also looking at the next character and you're like, well, that next character is one, maybe Chizuru, I think it is one that you really want to pull. Well, maybe one of these guys is going to be a really good partner for her, and you could wait and see what that is. So that is the next reason. The other thing is the new boss. Now, we did see, and this is something that's kind of doing me in with my decision at the moment, because we do know we are going to have that new boss mode with leaderboards coming up. And, maybe waiting, if that's something you really want to try and compete in and get all the rewards out of and stuff like that, well, maybe there will be a set meta type team that will be operating there, or a meta unit that you could go ahead and pick up. And once again, that's something that's kind of playing on my mind at the moment when I go into my options. But those are the 3 reasons I would recommend waiting on doing your rescue merit. Once again, waiting for your next pity, waiting for a new character that maybe you want to synergize for them, or waiting on new content to see if a character is going to shine in that new content. Now, if you decided you're not going to wait, or now you want to make your decision before you go ahead and pull it, let's talk about your option here. Now, there's 3 highlights I want to give in this one. The first one being Khalip. Now, Khalip is just absolutely amazing at babysitting your way through the Zero system. And if you look over here on my account, I do not have Khalip yet. She is my number 1 option at the moment that I plan to go for on my account. Just the way she can babysit other characters, her plus Mika can kind of get you through most chaos modes and just make it easier to farm. That two unit combo is just so self-sufficient in what it wants to do, and it's pretty reliable just to get through runs. Whereas some other characters, you can kind of feel bricked in certain runs if you don't get the right epiphanies and stuff like that. Khalip's just really good at it. She has the shielding, she has the AoE damage, which is really nice. And then you bring Mika, which brings your healing and your AP regeneration. And then you can just about slap anything else in to sort of get it to work. Now, not anything is going to work amazingly, but at least then you have a core that can kind of carry anything through if you're trying to do it that way. So for me, Khalip, plus she just looks sick and she's got a pet eagle. So, you know, she's a winner for me. But that is Khalip. I think she is definitely one to have on your radar for it just because of her value in the chaos mode. Now, the next one I'm going to mention is one that I already have, and I absolutely love this character, and that is Veronica. Now, if you don't have Veronica and you have all the other main DPS characters that you want, Veronica is a pretty safe pickup in my opinion as a support character slash sub DPS. When we look at her cards, she just has a really fantastic roster. She has an upgrade, and an upgrade. She has 3 upgrade cards, and then Repose can Epiphany into, without even Divine, draw 2 cards for free. That's pretty fantastic. Then we have Kowalski, which has 2 different Epiphanies, which are draw 2 cards. Really damn nice. So this guy with a Divine Epiphany to reduce cost can once again become draw 2 for 0, or it's draw 2 for 1 plus the Ballista effect. That is absolutely fantastic. And like I said, the fact that she's got 3 upgrade cards, the great thing about the upgrade cards is you just play them, then you don't have to worry about them rinsing through your deck anymore. And you can basically just play her with the 3 upgrades. This is one of my builds, and then as many draw cards as possible. And that's just a really safe way to play her. And then because she's generating her ballistas, she's still doing really good supportive damage at the end of turns. So I just think Veronica is like just a really good universal support. The only character that I think she really doesn't play well with is Hugo, because Hugo needs his allies to be using single target attacks, and unfortunately Veronica just does her ballistas at the end of turn, so she's not going to proc him. But anyone else, Veronica is just a really good generic support. So I think if you're happy with all your DPS, then, you know, go ahead. She's not a bad option to pick either. Like I said, Khalip is that other consideration for her viability over in the Chaos runs. Now then, we look to DPS characters. If there is a DPS character that you want to play, then I highly recommend going for them. It's one of those games, we say it all the time with tier lists, that they don't really matter, but because every character can be crazy, like me personally, I love Hugo. I think Hugo's an absolute monster, does insane damage. I heard, I haven't seen it yet, I think it was on the CN side, someone cleared the new boss with all 9 debuffs in 1 turn with a Luke. I don't know how true that is. I haven't seen it yet, but like people, you can do crazy things with every character. Anyone who plays Renoa, I know loves her. I really enjoy my Rin. She's fantastic. But for me, the one other highlight DPS unit that I really want to make note of here is Mei Lin. And when I mentioned earlier that the new boss coming with the leaderboards and stuff, the one character that's throwing a spanner in the works for me personally with my decision is Mei Lin versus Khalip. Khalip is going to be there to make my life so much easier in Chaos, but Mei Lin, I think, and this is just my speculation, in the new bossing mode, I think she could have the highest damage ceiling due to the way she can loop through and deal massive combo damage. I think she may be the top DPS in there, and it's kind of making me go, do I get Mei Lin, or do I wait and see what this new boss mode brings and whether I want to get Mei Lin from it? So she is one that I think could have possibly one of the highest ceilings just due to her combo ability and stuff like that. But as I mentioned, maybe it ends up being Luke. There's always things that are going to get found out in this game that will surprise you. So that is the next one. Like I said, for me personally, my choice is between Khalip and Mei Lin. And if I went ahead and pulled one of them from my next pity, well, then I would get the other one from the summon. And that's kind of what I'm waiting for. If I had Mei Lin or Khalip on my account, I would not be waiting until my next pity. As soon as I got to 300, I would be picking up the other one. Because for me personally, Orlea and Kayron, I'm just not a massive fan of. That's just me personally. I'm not too excited about their gameplay. So even though I'd love to test them, I don't have the resources to build them. So I'm really not too stressed. It's just that I've got 2 characters not unlocked that I really want, that I'm keen to see. So once again, I think Khalip in general can be a recommendation for everyone because of her chaos value, Veronica for her general support value, and then you can pick your DPS along them. Once again, for me, I'm really eyeing down that Mei Lin as another option for my account. Now, there is one other option that you can do. If if all the characters that you are yet to unlock are ones that you don't care about, or if you've unlocked every character, then you go ahead and look to dupes. Now, with dupes in general, you're probably going to be looking at duping your favorite character because you probably get the most enjoyment out of them. Just try and take a look and see, you know, is it a dupe that is going to be valuable for you? We will get more universal dupes through another universal dupe through this season, so that would be nice. You could go ahead and put that in as well. You know, notable ones like something like Luke. I know a lot of people who are playing Luke mention his dupe too. If he uses 3 bullet cards, create 2 handgun bullet cards in hand. This is like a really good thing to keep his cycle going. And so a lot of the big things you will see from someone like Luke is going to be him at dupe 2. I've got 2 dupes of Magna. She really works well with dupes. And you know what I mean? So there's all those different things. I think it's dupe 4 or something. Rin can maintain her stance no matter, any card can put her into stance and stuff like that. There's all those different things to consider. But once again, if there is a character that you really like and you're not really interested in any of the characters you don't have, or you have all the characters, well, then you can go ahead and choose a dupe on the character you like and go nuts. Like I said, I think the big one for me that I see most people talking about is that dupe 2 for Luke on the standard banner characters, because he is just being highlighted very brightly with that dupe 2 at the moment from things that I've been seeing. But once again, this is a game that is all around deck building and stuff like that. So as we progress further, things will evolve, people will find new strategies, and maybe you'll feel the FOMO of something else. So at the end of the day, pick something you think you'll enjoy and go ahead and have some fun. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. Once again, me personally, I'm going to try and wait to my next pity, hopefully get Khalip or Mei Lin, and then take the other one. However, if I pull the trigger early, I'm probably just going to get Khalip. But once again, I do think Mei Lin could be an absolute monster in this new boss, which also maybe I'll wait the extra couple weeks and see how that pans out. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.